Okay, so imagine this. You're totally alone, lost in a super thick fog, right in the middle of the ocean. Suddenly, you bump into a yacht that looks completely abandoned. What do? Do you get on board? Well, that's the exact dilemma at the heart of the 2018 psychological horror film, The Boat. We're going to break down this seriously terrifying maritime mystery.
So we kick things off with John, a fisherman just going about his day. You know, a totally normal routine. But then, the sea does what it does best and completely upends his world. An impossibly dense fog just rolls in out of nowhere, swallowing the entire horizon. He's left all alone in this silent, white void. And it's right there, while he's drifting blind, that he runs into something. Something he just can't explain.
It's a big, modern yacht just sitting there in the mist. There's nobody on deck, and when he calls out, there's nothing but silence. So, driven by a mix of what is going on and a desperate need to figure out where he is, he ties up his own little boat and climbs aboard. And that single decision, well, it leads to the question that's about to haunt his every single move.
All right, so John's investigation starts with this mysterious discovery. He steps onto the deck, leaving the safety of his own boat behind to check out what feels less like a ship and more like a floating ghost story.
Now, this is not some old, forgotten wreck. Nope. Inside, everything is just weirdly normal. There's fresh food still on the table. Clothes are folded neatly. It's super obvious that people were right here, maybe just moments ago. But there's not a single soul to be found. And the engine? Totally dead. The silence is just deafening. So, that feeling of unease John has, it's about to ramp up into full-blown terror. See, he's not just a visitor anymore. He's a prisoner. This yacht is his unseen captor, and it's about to show him that it's way more than just an empty boat. It's a trap.
He decides, okay, this is too weird, I'm going back to my boat. But when he gets back on deck, reality has just completely flipped. That thick, impenetrable fog, it's gone. Vanished. The sky is perfectly clear. And his boat, the one he tied up securely, it's just gone. His only way home has disappeared into thin air.
Stranded, John's got no choice but to try and make it work on the yacht. And he's a capable guy, right? He's a fisherman, he finds a toolbox, and after a whole lot of work, he actually manages to get the engine running. For just a second, you think, okay, there's a glimmer of hope. He's got power, he's got a boat. It really seems like he might just get out of this after all.
Yeah, that hope gets put out fast. The boat wasn't just broken, it was waiting. Now that it has John right where it wants him, it begins this series of increasingly violent and honestly personal torments. The attacks just keep getting worse. First, as he's, relieving himself over the side, some invisible force shoves him right into the ocean. He barely manages to climb back on. Then, the bathroom door slams shut and locks him inside. After that, the boat literally starts steering itself, aiming directly for a huge cargo ship. And while he's desperately trying to stop it, a rope wraps around his neck and nearly strangles him. Each event is more calculated and more vicious than the last.
While he's trapped in that locked bathroom, the reality of what's happening just crashes down on him. He knows he's not alone. He starts screaming, "Please, whoever you are, open the door. I'm not a thief," trying to reason with whatever it is that's toying with him. But he gets nothing back but silence. This is not a series of accidents. He is being deliberately tormented.
And here, right here, is the one detail that proves this isn't just some haunted boat. While John's trapped, the bathroom starts to flood. But get this, it's not seawater leaking in. It's fresh, clean water pouring out of the showerhead. This means whatever is tormenting him is an intelligent, cruel presence, orchestrating every single terrifying detail. So just as he's about to drown, with the water right up to his neck, he hears it, this faint little click. He tries the handle, and the door just swings open. This sound becomes the entity's signature move, pushing him right to the edge of death and then letting him go at the very last second, just to make sure the torture can keep going. At this point, physically and mentally just broken, John knows he cannot stay on this boat. His goal shifts from just surviving to a desperate, all-out escape. But it seems like every attempt just leads him right back where he started.
You have to give it to him. The guy is incredibly resourceful. He uses the busted bathroom door to build a raft, he gathers supplies, and he abandons a yacht which he thinks is sinking. But it doesn't sink. He even goes back to patch its leak, thinking, hey, a working boat is better than no boat. But every time he tries to leave, he's thwarted. And eventually, the freezing cold ocean forces him right back onto that cursed deck. The boat simply will not let him go. After being trapped, tormented, and dragged back again and again, the boat is ready to reveal its final and its absolute cruelest trick. This isn't just a nightmare, it's a never-ending one.
So after another terrifying round of being locked in a storage locker, John hears that familiar click. He scrambles out onto the deck, and for the first time in what feels like forever, he sees land. The boat is heading straight for a small island. It feels like salvation. He can finally get off this thing for good.
The second the boat hits the shore, John is off. He leaps off and just starts running, desperate to find, well, anyone. But as he's walking along the beach, this chilling sense of familiarity just washes over him. He knows this place.
And then, the gut punch, the devastating reveal. This island isn't just some random spot of land. It's his home. He sees his neighbors, he sees his village, and then he sees it. Tied to the dock, his very own fishing boat. Right where he left it. It's like no time has passed at all. He is right back where he started.
As John just stands there, completely shattered, he looks out at the sea, and he sees the yacht calmly sailing away back into the mist. And this leaves us with the ultimate chilling question. Was this all just in his head? A horrible nightmare brought on by the fog? Or is this boat some kind of predatory supernatural thing that's finished with him and is now back on the hunt for its next lonely soul? The movie never tells us, and honestly, leaving us with that uncertainty, that might be the real horror.